Welcome back to If Just for Today. I'm Craig G. I'm your host. Very grateful to be here. I'm more grateful to have all of you here. Well, we're two-thirds of the way through, and we only have a third left. So thank you for listening to these and watching them. I hope you're finding them useful. I know they're useful to me. Today's If Just for Today is how to detach with compassion. Now, detaching with compassion is actually, I'll speak in my presence, in my past tense. I did not know how to detach from things. Um, I would, I knew how to get angry. I knew how to fight. I knew how to challenge. I knew how to push people's buttons, but I didn't know how to detach. And even when I did learn how to detach, I didn't learn how to detach with compassion. And that's something I will be honest with you, I will struggle with my whole life. That's called learning. And that's why a friend of mine shared with me that instead of in the If Just for Tay, let me learn how to detach because it's a learning process. It's not something you just can do. It's a process you learn. For me, that process was if people said something or triggered something, or I got angry about something, I would automatically react. And obviously, that's not healthy for one's serenity. It's also not healthy for whoever you're encountering because they're not, when you respond with anger or resentment or just the frustration of not getting what you want the way you want it when you want it, that does not help anybody. They're not going to learn, and you're also not going to learn. And since this whole series of If Just for Today is, I'm hoping, a tool that people will learn if they choose to want to better themselves. And for me, detachment has been a process that has taken me. Some of the others, If Just for Days, came a little easier. This one, like I said, I must constantly work at. And detaching is learning how to set up borders and boundaries. And what do I mean by that? You can live with somebody, you could have friends, you could have whatever, and learn how to detach without being angry and without getting into a fight with them. That process takes time, but I will tell you, you will be much happier for it. Now, I will also tell you that when I first started doing this, I had people around me that were so used to being able to push my buttons and get my normal response. Um, they were extremely frustrated as I really started to master this process as I'm learning it. And I will also be honest with you, I've lost certain friends, but I also made a lot more than I've lost. Um, as a good friend of mine said to me, her name is Grace. She goes, if you're losing certain people in your life, maybe it's God weeding out your garden. And I love that terminology. I love the thinking of that. Because not all people in our lives are good for us. Uh, that is just a reality. Um, I don't want today to be around people that are going to pull me down. I want to be around people that I can elevate and they want to elevate, and that we're elevating in wisdom, knowledge, courage, the studying of God, because God is very important to me. And for me, I know the miracles, I'm going to say miracles that is done in my journey. So I'm going to stay with that. And as far as detachment goes, you know, with these borders and boundaries, the way I first started doing it is I would let people know, those that were close to me, that, I'm not going to respond the way I used to respond. To just do it and not advise somebody what your process is, I don't think is that's not doing it with compassion. But when you are putting people on notice that, you know, if you're going to say something that you normally would trigger an adverse response from me, and I let you know going forward, I'm not going to accept that. Doesn't mean I have to be mean to them. Just means sometimes not even replying. And if I do reply, sometimes that reply is just simply no. No is a complete sentence. I don't have to give justification for my no or an explanation for my no. What I do want to give is a chance that if people, the choice, if the people that are in my life want to keep me in their life, well, then I'm going to have borders and boundaries. And by the way, you can live with someone, I don't care if it's a son, daughter, mother, wife, husband, whatever, friends, and be able to detach with compassion and have a great relationship. Too many people think by putting up borders and boundaries and detaching that you're saying no to a relationship. I'd like to say you're actually ingratiating the relationship to develop it in a much healthier way. Um, and I apply this not only in relationships. I work very hard at applying this in my day-to-day life with my interactions with people. And I'll give you an example. You can go into a store and you need assistance, and you go up to a clerk who just has a rotten attitude. There are those that are out there. They don't like their job. Or maybe that person's just having a horrible day. It's not my place to judge. It's not my place to try to control somebody else. In the old days, I would fight with that individual. And I don't mean physically fight, but I would get very in their face about their attitude. It's not my place. Who am I to tell somebody what they should or shouldn't be doing? And again, I don't know. I'm not in their shoes of what their day is. So when I come up against that situation, I'll just detach. And, that's just a straight detachment. When it comes to friends, family, people I know, that's where detaching with compassion is so important. And the compassion is doing it with kindness. I don't have to be mean about it. Sometimes I just don't have to say anything. Most people, after a little bit, will start seeing these changes and they won't push the same buttons. But old habits die hard. I will tell you that on both their side and also on my side. So for me, my path to serenity is to work all these tools together. As I said in many other the if just for taste, these are all hyperlinked together. Uh, I can't do one without the others. They don't live in a vacuum. It's almost like software. One line of code has no value, but one line of code with many other lines of code linked together create programs like the program I'm talking to you through. And it's our choice how we want to approach it. So I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you're enjoying this series. And as I always say, if you know somebody that can benefit from these, please share it, because that's the whole purpose of why I'm doing these, is to share my journey, and hopefully it'll help somebody else take some of the uncomfort of their journey from them, if they so choose. I am telling you that my changes in my life, as far as I'm concerned, have been radical, and radical for the better. And I truly believe, as the Torah says, that's our purpose in life, is to work to be better human beings. It's so sad that we live in a society that our trusted servants, being leaders, I don't care if they're heads of corporations or leaders in politics or in the church or in the synagogues, have not been very good leaders. They have not been trusted servants. Um, some of them, I don't think they even know what they're doing, but that's not my place. Again, for me, I will detach with compassion. So if just for today, thank you for being here. If you liked this video, please hit the um, up arrow, the up button. And if you'd like to leave a comment, leave a comment. And also consider subscribing, because if you subscribe, each video I do, you will be sent a notice. So if just for today, have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.